Why didn't we ever get a horseman versus horsewomen feud, do you think?
I think the women involved didn't want it to happen. I don't know if that was the wrestling side of things, not wanting these women to encroach on their territory and encroach on, because they had already before, Charlotte is the daughter of a horseman, and for these 4 women to call themselves that, I think probably rubbed her the wrong way. Maybe the other 3 women as well. And I feel like it was an ego thing. And I think that maybe it was from the MMA side. Maybe it is from their side, Ronda Rousey and Shayna on them. Maybe it's from their side as well. But I feel like there were egos involved. And I feel like Charlotte Flair was probably one of the ones and was like, this is not happening. You're not going to let these women use the nickname of my father's stable. I will not be involved in it.
What do you think, Keila?
I think it was a lot of ego too. I can say Charlotte and also Sasha, now Mercedes, had some issues. I fondly remember her thoughts on wrestling Ronda at the Royal Rumble. She was not thrilled. She was like, this isn't a dream match for me, but I'll do it. I'll do it and I'll make it look good. And she did.
And because we know the outcome, we know who's winning this one.
Yeah, like there's no debate. So I'll get up for it. I'll get the check. I'll put her over. But it kind of felt like they were the OGs, and then there were 4 other horsewomen trying to encroach in their territory. And I think that 2 of the 4 felt a way about it.
So I also think, I agree with both of you, by the way. I think at the time, Ronda has like this 1 year and they're not sure if she's going to come do more or less. Like they're kind of just waiting for her. And I think if she immediately signs up for another year and is full time for another year, I think they eventually get to it. But also, here's an interesting thing to think about, because I didn't even really think about it until I rewatched this show. Like Becky and Charlotte are kind of here. And then it starts to get like this. And Becky just surpasses Charlotte. Mm-hmm. Charlotte is the baby face, and she gets booed more than anybody else on this show, which was something that has actually aged well, because that's what happens today, too. For whatever reason, she is just and I've always liked her as a pro wrestler. I always like her matches. But her persona just rubs people the wrong way. So I do also wonder if Charlotte is no longer the Ric Flair of the group. It has become Becky, and Mercedes is kind of the workhorse of the group, the best wrestler. Mm-hmm. And Charlotte is kind of, in this weird, is Charlotte Arn Anderson, the Arn Anderson enforcer? She wants to be Rick, and Becky is Rick, so much so that Becky eventually starts calling herself the Man, which is what Ric Flair used to call loved. Himself. Yeah, he had a little bit of a fit about that one, huh? But I think the reason why he had the fit is because of the Charlotte Becky kind of stranglehold on who was the top woman in the company.
Right. And then there was the personal stuff. I mean, like that was just the character stuff, but you could see, especially going back and watching that match, because is that where back in that time frame, is that when the real life like falling out between them happened? Because that match they seemed to be like, it felt personal at some points rewatching. I mean, it did at the time, but also like rewatching it, I was like, oh, is that when all this was starting to happen, when they started to not be friends in real life anymore? Because I was like, it felt like they were just trying to one up each other constantly. They were trying to hurt each other, or like not hurt, like take each other out, but like just like they were kind of working stiff a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So
they were on the precipice, I will say. The precipice. Okay. They weren't there yet, because when Becky got knocked out, like they were still cool, but I think 2019, 2020, it fell off the cliff.
Okay, see that's I was trying to remember what the time frame was, but it definitely seemed like it was starting a little bit then, like going back and watching, I was like, ooh, they seem to like really be trying to, I mean, maybe it was just the one up, just they were trying to one up each other at that point, because like you said, Becky was starting to surpass Charlotte, and Charlotte could see it. And she was like, on this all women's show, you are not gonna, because they even read a tweet from Ric Flair during their match. Like, so